Layered flower working in layers. Note: when working chains, chain loop rounds, use a smaller size hook and change back to your usual size hook when working petal rounds. So the tools you'll need is obviously yarn, your main crochet hook, I'm using a 4.0mm, and your smaller crochet hook, I'm using a 3mm. Scissors, and your darning needle. Let's go! So first we need to make our central ring. So grabbing our yarn, we'll make a slip knot. Insert your hook into the loop and pull on the end to tighten it. Now chain 4, so yarn over, pull through the loop, chain 1, chain 2, chain 3, and chain 4. Locate the 4th chain from the hook, the first chain that you worked, and work a slip stitch into it. So inserting your hook, yarning over, pulling through that chain, 2 loops, and pulling through that last loop, and I'm just going to pull slightly on the yarn end just to close up that chain a little bit that I worked into. So there's our central ring. Now we're going to chain 6, so 1, 2, 3, and what I'm going to do here is exchange this hook for my smaller hook right here, inserting that small hook and chaining the last 3 chains. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm gonna switch back to my usual size hook, and I'm going to treble crochet into the center of the ring. So that's yarning over, inserting into the center of our ring, yarning over, pulling through that ring, 3 loops, yarning over, pulling through 2 of the loops, yarning over and pulling through the last 2. There you go. So what we have here is a chain 3 that counts as a treble crochet stitch, then we have a chain 3 space, and then a treble crochet stitch, which is double crochet in the US. Now we're going to switch to our small hook again and chain 3, 1, 2, 3, switch back to our usual one, and this is optional, you don't have to keep switching, but this is what I'm doing, and treble crochet again into the center of the ring. So yarning over, inserting, yarning over, pulling through, yarning over, pulling through 2 loops, yarning over and pulling through the last 2. Okay, so we have 3 treble crochet stitches including the chain 3. Now we're going to switch back to our small hook for the chains. So chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Switching back to our usual hook and doing a treble crochet into the center. So it's yarning over, inserting the hook, yarning over, pulling through, pull through 2 and pull through 2. Right, okay, so 4 trebles we have here. And now we're going to repeat the chain 3 and treble crochet pattern 4 more times. Alright, so if we do a quick count, we have 8 treble crochets including our chain 3 that we made, and now we're switching to our smaller hook again, and we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3 like usual. And we're going to find the top of the chain 3 that counts as our first treble crochet and slip stitch into that top of the chain 3. So inserting a hook, yarning over, pulling through the last loop to connect. Awesome, row 1 is done. We should have a total of 8 treble crochets like I said, with a chain 3 spacer between each one. So we'll fasten off by chaining 1 and pulling through the yarn. Cutting it off, and there is our center of our layered flower. just weave in your ends. Moving on to row 2. Alright, so we insert our hook into any of the chain 3 spaces, pulling our new yarn colour through. And I'm just going to tie that off just so it's a bit more secure and won't move around. I'm going to insert my hook back into the space, yarning over, so we have a loop. So chain 1 and work a double crochet, single crochet in the US, into the same chain 3 space, which is inserting the hook, yarning over, pulling through the 2 loops. Now chain 2, 1, 2, and treble crochet, double crochet in the US 3 times into the same space. So that's yarning over, inserting a hook, yarning over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now just repeat this 2 more times. There's our 3 trebles, chain 2, and work a double crochet into that same space. Okay, first petal is now done. Moving on to the next, we're going to double crochet into the next chain 3 space along. Chaining 2, treble crocheting 3 times into the same chain 3 space, so yarn over, insert the hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, go again, and there is our 3 trebles. Now we're going to chain 2 again and double crochet into the same chain 3 space to finish that petal. Now the second petal is done. So we're going to repeat that process, making our petals. I'll just do a quick reminder. So work a petal in each chain 3 space until you reach the end. So keep going and I'll meet you back when you have finished all of your petals. Alright, so I have 8 petals and now row 2 is done. Moving on to row 3. Switch to our smaller hook for the whole of this row and we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Turning our work to the back, we're going to work a double crochet, single crochet in the US, into the next treble crochet of the first round. So we're going to go past the first petal, find the top of it. You might have to pull a little bit on the petals that we worked, just so we can see the top of the stitch a bit better. So insert your hook into that treble crochet, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops. Alright, so now we have our first chain 5 space at the back of the work. We're going to repeat the same process, so we're going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, turn our work to the back and work a double crochet into the next treble crochet of the first round. So I'm just locating that stitch, inserting my hook into the top of it, yarning over, pulling through, yarning over, pulling through the 2 loops. Okay, I'll just do that one more time for you. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Going to the next treble crochet of row 1, just trying to get to the top of it, inserting my hook, yarning over, pulling through, yarning over, pulling through the 2 loops. Okay. Repeat this until the end of the round and you should have 8 chain 5 spaces. Row 3 is done. Great. Next is row 4. I'm going to turn my work to the right side, switch my hook back to the usual size, which is the bigger size, find my first chain 5 space of the previous round, and work a double crochet, single crochet in the US. So inserting my hook, yarning over, pulling through, yarning over, pulling through the 2 loops. Gonna chain 2, 1, 2, and now I'm going to treble crochet, double crochet in the US, 5 times into the same space. So that's 1, yarn over, insert the hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, that's 2, 3, 4, and 5. So chain 2 now, 1, 2, and double crochet into the same space to finish off that petal. Great, so the first petal is done. Alright, so do the same thing in the next chain 5 space, so work a double crochet into there, chain 2, treble crochet 5 times into the same space, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 2, 1, 2, and double crochet into the same space. And there's your second petal completed. So there's the 2 together. They're a little bit bigger than the first petals that we worked, so you'll be able to see them behind them. So we're just going to repeat this petal pattern in each chain 5 space until we reach the end of the round. So these little spaces we're going to fill with beautiful petals. Okay, I've just completed my row 4. There's my last petal that I worked, there's my first petal that I worked, and they meet up quite nicely. Row 5. I'm switching back to the smaller crochet hook because we're going to be working chains again. I'm going to chain 7. 1, 2, 3. Oops. 4, 5, 6, 7. Turning my work to the back. Now we're going to work a double crochet, single crochet in the US, into the next double crochet of the 3rd round, and I'm going to show you right here. I'm just going to pull a little bit so we can see that double crochet that we did on the third round. And just kind of trying to get the top of the stitch visible by pulling, inserting my hook. It's a bit of a struggle. Okay, got it. Yarning over, pulling through, yarning over, and pulling through the 2 loops where I double crochet. And as you can see, I've anchored that down now and made a chain 7 ring. So I'm going to chain 7 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Turning to the back of my work again, very important. And again, work a double crochet, single crochet in the US, into the next double crochet of the third round. So again, just pulling until I can see the top of that double crochet, inserting my hook, yarning over, and yarning over those two loops. Okay, so I've got 2 chain 7 spaces. I'm just going to repeat this pattern until I reach the end of this row. So chaining 7, working at the back, locating that double crochet on the third round that we did, inserting the hook at the top of the stitch, yarning over, pulling through, yarning over, pulling through 2. Okay. So I finished that row now, row 5 is done. I've got 8 chain 7 spaces and they've joined up really nicely. Alright, so row 6. I'm going to turn my work to the right side, switch back to my usual larger crochet hook to work the round of petals. So work a double crochet, single crochet in the US, into the first chain 7 space of the previous round we just did. There we go. Chaining 2, treble crocheting, double crochet in the US 7 times into the same space. Well, that's a lot of times, so just bear with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Whew, okay, that's a big petal. Right, chain 2, 1, 2, and double crochet, single crochet in the US, into the same space. Awesome, that first petal is done. Now we have an awesome layered effect of 3 petals that are lying on top of each other and it just looks gorgeous, like, oh my gosh. Yes, okay, so we're going to do the same thing into the next chain 7 space, so work a double crochet, single crochet in the US, into the next chain 7 space of the previous round. Chaining 2, 1, 2, and treble crocheting 7 times into the same space. 1, 2, ooh, I'm doing it faster this time. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Great. Chaining 2, 1, 2, and double crocheting, single crochet in the US, into the same space. I have to keep a reminder on, because I'm working in UK terms, on the US terms. Quite tricky, but hopefully I'm doing okay. Alright, so that's 2 petals done. And look how good they look. And the layering is just so amazing. Ah! Repeat this petal pattern in each chain 7 space until we reach the end of the round as usual. That's our next one I'm going to be working into, so yeah. 8 petals are now done. So that's my first petal that I worked, and this is the last one. Okay, and I'm going to be finishing here on this flower. I'm going to join this and finish off by slip stitching into the first double crochet, single crochet in the US, made on this round, which is this stitch right here. So I'm inserting my hook, yarning over, pulling through, and pulling through that last loop to connect. Row 6 is now done, and the whole thing is now done. So now we're going to fasten off by chaining 1, pulling through the yarn, and snipping right in the loop. Pulling out the yarn, tightening it up, I just need to weave in the ends, and we are finished! Wow! Okay. This is what it looks like on the back. If you would like to add more layers to your flower, simply add 2 more chains and 2 more treble crochets, double crochets in the US, each time. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye!